When NASA brought its 6 highly trained astronauts and 1 schoolteacher onto their space shuttle, the Challenger, they expected a successful mission into Earth's orbit to study Halley's Comet on its rare once-in-a-lifetime pass by Earth. Millions tuned in for this live liftoff, including children as part of a school education program, watching on as the rocket launched, its fiery tail burning spectacularly as it ascended higher into the atmosphere. But the awe quickly turned to horror as 73 seconds after liftoff, the unthinkable happened. The shuttle exploded, leaving a huge cloud of fire, smoke, and debris slowly disintegrating into the sky. So what went wrong? Ultimately, it came down to miscommunication. In a key memo, engineers wrote, "The data shows a trend toward reduced resiliency of the O-rings at lower temperatures." Management read this uncertain and inconclusive sounding note and viewed it as a caution rather than the warning it had intended to be. This failure to communicate with purpose ended up costing 7 people their lives and nearly $200 billion in damages. So why does this matter? This example shows how important clear and purposeful communication is. But good communication can do more than help avoid disasters. It can help you kick ass in your career. According to a Grammarly Business Wire survey in 2022, 86% of business professionals said writing clearly improved their credibility at work. Clear, concise emails, reports, and proposals often determine whether someone earns a promotion or lands a deal. So let's take a look at how you can communicate with purpose, whether that's writing a research report or preparing a conference presentation. One of the most useful tools you can use in your arsenal for effective communication is the skill of analyzing a rhetorical situation. This powerful technique was originally developed by Aristotle nearly 2,000 years ago, but it's constantly refined by rhetorical theories today. Rhetoric, by the way, is the art of effective speaking or writing. A rhetorical situation consists of 3 parts: audience, purpose, and genre. Let's take a look at each one. First is audience. Consider who will be receiving your message. Are they fellow researchers or perhaps other stakeholders in a project you are working on, like business development managers, consultants, or government program administrators? Are they experts in the same field as you or coming from a different discipline entirely? Consider your audience's agenda. What is in it for them? Imagine them asking, "Why should I care?" This will help you communicate in a way that resonates with whoever you're communicating with. Next is your purpose. What is the point of this communication? What are you trying to achieve? Most likely, you're wanting your audience to feel, think, and do something. If you are teaching, for instance, you want the audience to learn something and maybe remember you as a great teacher. Or if you've written a job application, you want your recruiter to perform an action such as call you for an interview. Finally, we have genre. For this one, we're not talking about movie genres like romantic comedy or science fiction. We're talking about the form of communication. It could be an email, technical paper, speech, book, opinion piece, news article, workshop presentation, LinkedIn posts. The options are limitless. Consider the best form that your communication can take to reach your audience and achieve your purpose. A phone call to clarify a quick question can sometimes be more effective than an email. Now that you understand what an effective communication comprises of, let's go back to the tragic case of the NASA Challenger miscommunication. The data shows a trend toward reduced resiliency of the O-rings at lower temperatures. I see ambiguous wording like this all the time. That means that the sentence can be interpreted in several ways, with the true meaning unknown. In hindsight, we know that the intent was to say the O-rings wouldn't hold up at the temperatures the Challenger would be exposed to. So the phrase reduced resiliency isn't really conveying that, is it? What we need here is precision, not language that's dressed up to sound technical for the sake of the writer's ego. So let's consider the three aspects of the rhetorical situation. Purpose. Engineers want to advise there was a deadly risk in launching the shuttle. Audience. The communication was for NASA managers who were under a lot of political and media pressure to launch on time. They need an unambiguous language about the risk of the O-rings. Genre. The communication was provided in a memo, the perfect form for providing brief, high-impact info to decision makers. But this form also requires explicit, not vague language, nor engineering jargon. So what do you think the communication would have looked like if it had been written with purpose? How about something like, "The O-rings may fail, causing the shuttle to explode. Do not launch."